Hello and welcome back to the Edge podcast with Chip and Christy. I'm your host, Chip McCarter, and along with me, as always, the lovely Christy Ogle. And the Edge podcast is all about, we put our focus towards the handyman business, but it's all about being an entrepreneur. And life and business are iffy. There's always going to be what ifs. There's always going to be things that are happening and changing, and you always have to be ready. But there's always that if. If I'm this, I can be that. We're going to talk about the 4 ifs in the handyman business today, and how you should perceive them, the mindset you need to have along with it. But these are the, if you have this, you can achieve that type deals, like what if. So, Christy, let's jump it right off. What are the ifs in the handyman business?
Missouri. So one of my favorite presidents is Harry S. Truman. And I remember a famous quote by Harry S. Truman that said, life is iffy. Like you could just be walking down the street and something wonderful happen or something terrible happen. So life is iffy. The handyman business is also iffy. So we wanted to go over the 4 iffies in the handyman business. Thank you, Jim Rohn. He's the one that taught me this. The handyman business is worthwhile if you learn. That's a big if, because I know hundreds, if not thousands of handymen across the world, and most of them get busy doing business, and they never think, if only I would learn.
Yeah.
It is so important to get the information when you're out there. Get it all. Learn it all as much as you can. Once you know better and you take action, you do better. So nothing is worse than being stupid. Maybe stupid and broke. Wait, maybe stupid, broke, sick, and ugly. Nothing's worse than that combination of all of those. You can fall very, very far, but once you get information, you can change those things. What you don't know can hurt you. Kind of like with my financials for 7 years. I didn't look at it. I thought, if I don't know it, it's not gonna, oh yeah, it hurt me. It hurt me hard. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is tragedy waiting to happen.
I'm telling you. And the thing is, another way to look at this is, if you go into business thinking that you already know it all and you're not open-minded and willing to bend, conform, you have to change with the times. So going in ignorant is a bad idea. And also going in 100% confident, thinking that you're ready and you know it all. You have to be open to learn new things at all times, because there will always be something new to learn. There's no one knows everything. Yeah, one of my sayings, I like to say, I know a little bit about a lot, but not a lot about a little bit, because I like to be open and learn new things all the time. But you have to be open to learn. You can't be closed off. You can't just automatically think you know it all, and you can't just not care. That comes with it too. You have to care and want to learn.
Yeah, illness can be devastating to you. Going broke, being bankrupt can be devastating to you. It can be a tragedy. But once you get that information and you take action, that's the secret to the success, Chip, is taking that action. Once you do right, you take that action, you're going to eventually get better at what you're doing. Do you think the first pergola we ever built with our handyman business, that we knew 100% that thing was going to stay up? No, we had to learn from the mistakes that we made. Now, that first pergola, we've never had any complaints on. But, people make mistakes. They'll forget to put a handyman or forget to put a screw in there. A handyman will, not realize that the wood cracked when he's putting in the screw. That happens, but when you learn from it, you'll do better, right? So that's the thing, that experience, good and bad, makes you a better handyman. Now that experience makes you successful, kind of like one of my relatives recently had a heart attack and they survived. Thank God. But the doctor told him that this is your first heart attack. This is a learning lesson for you. Now you need to change your exercise habits. You need to change your eating habits. You need to be conscientious about what you're putting into your pie hole, right? But because of that experience, he now knows that that second heart attack's probably going to kill him. So it's altered his reality, and now he's making better choices because he wants to live long. He doesn't want to die at 62 and not watch his kids and grandkids grow up. It's like his system was alerted, and the same thing happens in the handyman business. That first time a handyman was walking on a roof and put his foot through the roof, and we had to do an insurance claim, we learned how to talk to our handyman. Once somebody's installing cable in a house or electricity in a house and they step through that ceiling, and it's a costly mistake because it costs several $100s, if not thousands, to fix. They learn from it. They learn from their experiences, and they do better. You can recover from illnesses. You can recover from bankruptcy. You can come back from a messed up job. You can come back from an employee that makes a mistake. Those disasters in your business actually push you to be a better leader, a better business altogether. You learn from your successes, and you also learn from your failures. If I have somebody that's been an instant success within a year, and they've just skyrocketed their business, and they haven't learned from any failures, that's not really the person I want to learn from. I want to learn from the person that's made the mistake. But once somebody's had a bankruptcy, or they've had like mistakes in the job, or they've got some pissy customers, nobody's lining up to go to their seminars. Like, that's the person I would want to follow around and ask questions and see what they're doing, because they went through those failures and now they're being better. I would take good notes. I would take all of their experience in. It doesn't mean somebody, when they've made mistakes, that they're a failure. The only failure is quitting.
For sure. If you get knocked down 8 times, you don't just get back up 7, right? You got to get back up that 8. You got to keep getting back up.
Yes, exactly. So learn from your experiences. If you learn from your experiences, you're going to be a better handyman.
100%. All right. What's the number 2? What's the next if?
If you try, you've got to try from what you've learned in the handyman business. So try and take action. Chip, what kind of action?
Imperfect action, which is just meaning take action now. There's no reason to wait, procrastinate, put things off, all of the usual excuses that people give. You just have to take that action. Whether it's perfect or not, doesn't matter. If you're actually taking the action, you can come back and correct what you need to later. But you always need to be taking some form of action. Every day there should be some form of action steps that you're giving yourself. And in my opinion, the first second that I tell myself I'm going to put this off, I have to regenerate, like I have to reprogram my mind to, oh no, I can't do that. Let's go ahead and just do it now and get it over with. And you have to take action. And the biggest thing is you just have to try. You have to keep trying. It's just like we said earlier. You get knocked down 8 times, you get back up 8 times. You have to keep trying.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chip's a father, I'm a mother. So when your kiddo is about 1 year old and they're starting to, walk, they're trying to put one foot in front of the other and go from couch to person, right? We don't, after 8 days of trying to get them to walk, go, you know what? My kid's not a walker. I'm going to just let him crawl the rest of his life. As a parent, how long do you let that kid try and fail, walk or take a couple steps and fall, take a couple steps and fall. You don't think my kid's just not a walker. No, as a parent, you push and you push and you push. And I think a lot of people disconnect from this in business. They'll try and fail and they're done. They'll try and fail and they're done. I've been in business for 3 months and I have no profitability whatsoever. I'm done. Like, no, you have to try, fail, try again. Maybe tweak it a little. Try, tweak it, do it again. Try, tweak it. Use what you've learned and do it again. And, you know, it's kind of your boy goes to baseball, right, Chip?
Yep.
Like that first time at the bat, he swings, he misses. You go, that's not a baseball guy.
No, you tell them to keep trying, keep swinging.
Yeah. Time after time again. Baseball, softball, basketball, golf, every sport. They try, they fail, and they go again. Michael Jordan, you know, he's got this famous saying, like, I had the game-winning shot 99 times. I only made it 46. But those 46 ones, we won the game. That doesn't mean those other 53, he just give up. And I don't know if the numbers are correct. I'm just using it as an example. But it's the same way in a handyman business. You're going to make mistakes. I remember the first fence that we had other people build other than my husband as the handyman. It was the fence from hell. And the first thing he did was he built this beautiful fence. We take pictures, we put it on social media. We're like, yeah, we're fence builders now. And the first time it rained, the water got into the fence and the fence fell over. The handyman had forgotten to attach the fence post to the fence picket.
Yeah.
So we go back over, we fix it, right? But then it rained some more. It was the year of the rain and everything.
Okay.
In Waco, Texas. And the handyman hadn't dug the post deep enough. And he only put it in the ground about 6 inches. And when you get enough rain, guess what happened to that beautiful fence? 3 times we had to go back and rebuild this fence. This woman was pissed. She put it all over social media.
Yep.
She had her mom tell people at networking meetings about it. I thought it was going to ruin our business. But you know what? We kept going back and fixing it, going back and fixing it, going back and fixing it. It was our fault. So we learned every single time from it. Now, when we have somebody build a fence, we have like a operational checklist that we go through. We learned from those mistakes and we got better. That first time you might be up to bat and you'll swing and you'll miss. That second time you might swing and miss. The third time you might have a swing and it goes to the outfield and you get to first base and you're out. You keep going, but that 10th time you get a home run and it wins the game for the entire team. That feeling is amazing. It's the same in the handyman business. You're going to have swings, you're going to have misses, but if you quit, that's the true failure. If you try again from what you learned from the previous experience, it can be outstanding for your business.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. And number 3, I know that was try. You have to try. So learn and try. And what's number 3?
If you stay, if you hang in there, you will be successful. It's kind of like I've seen so many handyman businesses, especially in franchising, where they bought this franchise, they expected to be successful, but here's the thing, you have seasons in business, right? Yep. And they planted in the spring, but before summer came, they let their harvest go. Kind of like when I sold Waco, this guy, it was like you shut the business up and he restarted it and he planted and he planted and planted, but he never could hit that 6 figures. I take it back over because he failed miserably and he quit before the summer. That next year, I did $750,000. He would love to have that in sales because he'd never hit it. But you have to plant before you have the harvest. And I think a lot of handyman businesses say, okay, I'm in here month number 1, I should be profitable. You've got to sow before you can reap. People get uncomfortable when those weeds start popping up. That woman posted on social media that, we built this terrible fence and like it didn't kill anyone. You're fine. We'll fix it. Like, we could have quit then, but then we wouldn't have had this beautiful harvest. When we were bankrupt, I could have quit then, but we wouldn't have this beautiful harvest that we're having. When I had franchises start to go out of business when COVID happened, I could have chose, I'm not going to do the handyman business anymore. But we dug in our heels in the spring, and now summer, it's starting to harvest where the harvest is good. If you play this handyman game, you see it through the different seasons. You go the distance, you will reap the harvest. It's those odds. Overnight success takes about 15 years.
And you got to stick with it. The thing is I don't remember the exact numbers, but most businesses aren't profitable for at least a year or two. I mean, it's not, if you jump into being an entrepreneur, you have to be prepared for hard times. But the trick is stick around, stay in it, it's just like baseball. If you stick with it, play every day, even if you're not a natural athlete, you get better, you become better at it. So you stick with it, you get better with time, and you learn, you make mistakes, you learn, you grow, but you have to stay, you have to stick with it. There's no throwing in the towel if you want to have a successful business.
Yeah, you've got to build a foundation for the empire before you get to the empire. You can't go from foundation to foundation to foundation and build an empire. You have to start with the foundation, then build the internal walls. I don't know all the logistics of it because that's not what I do. I do the handyman, but you get the drift. You have to have a solid foundation to build upon, and you can't have a solid foundation from just success. You're gonna have to make some mistakes in the spring when you're planting before the harvest comes. And even when you have the harvest, you're gonna make mistakes. It's just like parenthood. We wish we had all of the answers, but you make mistakes and then you know better and then you do better. Important thing, that imperfect action, you do better.
For sure. That's one of the biggest ones in my opinion, because you watch so many people just throw in the towel or call it, way early, and you see how premature it is, and you want to say something, but it hurts, man. It hurts to even watch people do that. So don't, stick around, stick with it. If it's been a year and you haven't had any profit, figure it out and start, just start working, finding the momentum, finding the ways to move forward. It doesn't matter how long you've gone without profit. What matters is what you're going to do from here on out. Doesn't matter about the past. Whatever's happened in the last year or two is irrelevant to what's happening today and in the future to your business. You can change it and turn it around.
It's kind of like a book, right? Lots of people will go and they'll buy a book to be better, do better, grow their business, but only about 9% of people actually make it past the first chapter. Like, if you want to have a 6 or 7 figure handyman business, don't learn it from somebody that's in the restaurant business. You want somebody that's done it before, that has systems, that's made mistakes and learned from those mistakes. That's why HandymanBusinessCoach.com helps handymen to grow their handyman business so that they can be better and do better. So if you're a year in business, if you're 10 years in business and you're not very profitable, you need to go to HandymanBusinessCoach.com/HandymanBizFundamentals to get those systems in your business to be better, do better, plant in the spring, harvest in the summer, because the handyman business is worthwhile if you stay.
Correct. Yeah. If you stay, learn, work hard, and keep on taking those action steps. That's 3. So what's number 4? What's the 4th if?
If you care, you'll get results. Now, if you care a little, you'll get some results, but if you care enough, you're going to get these outstanding results. And that's where all the fruit is. When you cultivate this caring character within your handyman business, when you care enough, you get these extraordinary results. You have the service, you have the activity, the things that you're doing are underway, growing your business to these outstanding standards where you get these amazing results. So if you care and you care enough, you're going to get outstanding results, which where all the spoils are at. Too.
For sure. And make no mistake, your clientele, your customers, however you want to look at it, they see that you care. You can, it radiates off you when you care, and people attach to that. People want to see somebody who cares working and doing the jobs that they're paying for. When they look out and see slacking, they can just tell you don't care what the result is. That's when you automatically are just setting yourself up for issues. You have to care, because if you don't care, your clients aren't going to want to use you. They want somebody that cares about the results, cares about them as a person, and cares about their business enough to not want negative things to happen to it. So the people can totally read that immediately when they talk to you. So that's why, and caring isn't like an action step. It's inside of you. You have to care to where your actions show it. And if you do care, naturally they're going to show it, and that's it. If you don't, you need to start figuring out how you can care more, how you can start showing that you care more to your clients, to your employees. Heck, I promise you, as a boss, if you don't care, your employees don't care. And it trickles down from the top. You have to care about your business, 100%.
Yeah. Like the handyman business is iffy. Life is iffy, but you choose which direction you go in your life and also in your handyman business. Harry S. Truman said it best.
For sure, 100%. Christy, those are the 4 what ifs. So it's learn, be willing to learn.
If you learn.
Yeah, if you learn. The second one is action, or no? It's
if you try, it's got to be what you learn.
Yeah, so if you learn, then if you try. And then I know care is the last one. I don't know why I keep slipping on the third. Stay, yes. Okay. So if you learn, if you try, if you stay, and if you care. Those are the 4 ifs that you need to check off your box before you start a handyman business. And if you already have one going, you need to figure out how to get those 4 things cranked up.
And if you want a system for your business to grow it rapidly and get to 6 or 7 figures, join us on Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go to the handyman-coach.com/handyman-biz-fundamentals. Sign up for our free web class and learn the 3 secrets how I and my husband turned a bankrupt business into 7 figures within the first year of taking it back over. We had 6 figures within the first 90 days. So if you want to grow your business, come to that. Chip and I are going to teach you the systems to get rid of that stupid tax and not have to pay it.
For sure. And everybody has to pay that stupid tax to some extent. Yeah. But this way, you'll have people that have already paid that tax that can help you avoid it. So handyman business, what's up?
It saves you decades worth of time and puts it in place and hundreds of thousands of dollars so that you can grow your business and not be focusing on the things that don't make you money and don't move you forward.
Exactly. So guys, come check it out on Thursday with us. Christy, anything else before we sign off?
That was great. The 4 Fs.
The 4 ifs. All right, guys. Well, you guys stay safe. Give yourself